This is my demonstration speech by Cole Reed, and will the two audience members please introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Ian.
Hi, I'm Donna.
Perfect, let's get started. Alright, so today I'm going to teach you how to build a workbench, and this is from my own personal experience, and I'd like to share that with you two today. So with every workbench, with every project, you need steps, something to start off of. I didn't have much to start with, but I made it work, and it's always nice to have someone else to show you the way. So anyway, I'd say summing up the steps to a great bench. First is measurement, planning. Planning goes with measurement. Measure not only the wood and pieces that you would like, but also measure the space that you have. You have a couple things to consider as well. How high do you want it? Do you want to be able to sit at it? Do you want to be able to stand at it? Right here I made it so I can stand and sit. Unfortunately I didn't plan too far ahead, and I'm not able to sit at it with my own current chair, but that's fine. And then you need to get your materials. I just put cut there, but any local warehouse you can request them to cut your wood. And then assemble, which is, I always like that, it's always the fun part. So back into it, measure, like I said, how much room do you want on your surface? I didn't really want much room, I didn't really have much space, but I was fine with that. I got a nice depth to it, it fits well with the wall and the little nook I have in my house. With cut, I just wanted basic 2x4, which is what you see here. It was relatively cheap, and also there was a couple different options. I chose the smoother option, so I didn't get splinters or anything. Ask any Home Depot associate, Home Depot or Lowe's. I personally went to Home Depot and got 2 large pieces of wood, pretty cheap. And then I showed him my measurements, and I asked him if he can cut them. He did, and he was very nice and very helpful and very quick with it. I also went with a press board top. I just wanted something cheap, durable, and something I could trash because doing a lot of stuff on there. Last thing is always a great thing to consider. Big thing too. What are you gonna hold it down with? Nails, screws. Some people would even go as far to say wood glue, but wood glue wouldn't hold as well as you think. You also got to consider the drawbacks of each. With screws, they're very easy, a lot less manpower. You can just use a drill to put them in. The problem is if you do it too fast or you do it too hard, or you gotta also watch the placement, because it will strip the wood and it will ruin it, or it will also cause the wooden parts to separate. Assembling, always the fun part. I just did mine outside, and I found one of the biggest things was you have to plan. It's not just putting it all together. You gotta plan out what you want first, what you want second, because I started out with the 2 sides right here. It just was 4 pieces of wood, and I made sure those were all level, all squared away. And then I connected 2 pieces with support beams. There's a support beam on the back as well. I did find trouble at first. I was gonna try connecting this to this right away without making this, and I realized that if I were to do that, a lot of stuff could go wrong. Some stuff wouldn't be level, and as you can see here, I didn't completely level it because one of my legs is a bit wobbly, and I had to fix with some duct tape, but it still worked out. Like I was saying earlier, avoid rushing. It's a little project. You should put some time to it. It's always fun, and I don't see the need to rush. Especially with rushing with the screws. I had screws in here, and I found that it was a lot easier to take the time to put in a little pilot hole and drill right through, and it made it a lot easier. To sum it all up, well, mine was a first try thing. It's got its little kinks and bad parts. It's got little pieces that are sticking out, but it worked out fine. It's sturdy. It's enough to hold myself as well. Like I was saying earlier, it wasn't exactly level. It was a bit rickety, but I fixed it and now it's working well. I do recommend sanding. This press board up here was a bit rough, and I just sanded it for a little bit, and it worked out fine. Great space, no splinters or anything like that. Yeah, and it's a great DIY project. It also gives you space to tinker with other stuff. I like to tinker a lot. I like to build. I put together like little robots, a bunch of little stuff. So I think it's a great project, and I recommend. And here is more information I have. Thank you so much for listening.